What's going on, folks? I am live. I just sent out a tweet to all the people on here who are subscribed and are also following me on YouTube. No, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Twitter. So if you're not getting the notification that I'm live or that I made a video, I would strongly recommend that you follow me on Twitter. If you do not have a Twitter account, set up a Twitter account. I'll be the only person you're following, and then on your timeline you'll only see my tweets, so you'll know ahead of time, hey, he just tweeted something, he's going to be making a new video. And when I do put out new videos, I tweet them. So once they're uploaded onto YouTube, I send them out through Twitter and they go to some of my other social media sites. Okay, so you'll get it firsthand from of course YouTube, then to Twitter, and then some other social media. So anyway, I'm not going to focus on the amount of people watching because you'll have the opportunity to check the video out later if you missed it. So I'm gonna jump right in and make this video because I kind of want to make sure that I keep it in a short range, and I want to get straight into this. So before I go too far, make sure you follow me on Twitter on the link below. I'm going to be putting a link to my Twitter below. And other than that, just know and understand that some of these, what's up, how's it going? Just know and understand that some of these principles that I talk about, they're just done for entertainment purposes. It's up to you to make your own decisions about what you want to do. If you have information about finance that you really want to know more about, then talk to an accountant, talk to a CPA, or talk to your bank financial managers and figure out what they can help you with. You can start doing your research with watching my YouTube videos and learning a few things, but I'm not going to be the end-all research and development department of your investments. So just keep that in mind, that I'm just going to be handing you an entertaining point of view, and you can make your own decisions based on further research. So the name of this video, the name of this one in particular, is how to buy and sell a lot of products. And I mean to talk about exactly how you're going to do that, right? I have bought and sold a lot of products. I've gotten a lot of products for free and sold them too. So I think that the first step to doing that is basically perception based. So please, I wrote down 3 very interesting ways, and they're going to start talking about how they can affect your sales process. Number 1 is don't focus too much on who will buy. Focus on why. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes people will start a business and then they start thinking of people that they can sell it to, right? And usually you're moving backwards. You want the product to move itself, right? You don't have to know your customers, right? I think people make that big mistake that they have to know exactly who they're dealing with. They have to know who their customers are. They have to know, they have to get to know people. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to get to that. I'm glad you brought that up. I haven't gotten to that point. So if you give me a couple of minutes really quick to open everybody up, I can get to that, by the way. So number 2 is to network with other sellers, something we're doing right now. I'm networking with a seller who's commenting right now. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like button, my good partner. So also number 3 is diversify your selling platforms. Sometimes some people will only sell on like eBay, or they'll only sell on Amazon, or they'll only sell on Craigslist, or they'll only sell in person, or they'll only sell on the side of the road. If you can diversify your selling platform, you could have a whole lot more success by diversifying your selling platform. If you do not diversify your selling platform, that's good too. Maybe you have some sort of moat, or maybe your product is better sold one way than any other way. There are some products that will sell better online than they will in person, right? Because you're marketing to a broader market. See, on the internet, your consumer base is the entire world. When you're dealing with other forms of buying and selling, you're dealing with personal accountability. So as a human, as a individual seller, you're taking all the responsibility of selling your merchandise on your own. So that's what you're doing. You have to take into consideration that the pressure is on you to make the sale. Whereas if you have eBay or Amazon or something else, you don't have to worry about those same pressures, because the whole entire world is your consumer base. You might sell something to somebody in another country that you could never reach, and it's not like you're going to go knock on their door and be like, hey, you want these sneakers? If they live in another country, right? So, but the internet is your way to reach out to them. So you really want to make sure that you're selling mostly online, because you have a broader consumer base that way. So now that I went over the 3, I'm going to unpack a lot of confusion that takes place when it comes to buying and selling merchandise. When you're buying and selling, you really want to make sure that don't worry so much about targeting a certain market. You want to make sure that you're understanding what you're doing, the whole process, right? So if you're going to go out and try to attach yourself to a niche or experiment on sales, I would recommend that if you wanted to become a niche seller, that you experiment a little bit with diversified selling, right? For example, don't just sell clothing. Do clothing, do electronics, see which one feels better, right? So you want to experiment first if you can, if it's not in you to be if you're not like just trying to do one thing. If you are just trying to do one thing, then feel free, go on the internet, but you also want to get your own website. If you want to be a niche seller and you have one particular product that you want to sell, don't expect that eBay and Amazon is going to sell your products for you. You're going to have to do some marketing. You're going to have to do a lot of marketing. But if you want to market your product to the world for free, you want to test it, right? So finding products to sell, one of the best ways to do that is to actually find stuff on clearance at different stores. Right now, where I live, the Sears store is closing down, so everything is 80 to 90% off and 60% off. So you want to be racking up. Anywhere where there's a Toys R Us, you want to get as many toys as possible if you want to buy and sell a lot of products. You want to utilize places where you could buy really cheap and you could sell a little higher, right? There are some amateurs out there that'll buy something for $5 and try to sell it for $10. I don't think that you're going to make a lot of profit that way. If you're going to spend $5, you should be able to sell it for $15. If you're going to spend $1, for example, you should be able to make anywhere between $6 to $10. If you're going to spend $20, you got to go above 50%. But there's still a lot of room for profit in between there. Like another $20 is going to give you a lot of room for profit. So if you're buying an item for $20 and you sell it for $40, you still make a profit. You really want to go above $40 if you can. If you buy an item for $20, you want to make sure that you can sell it for about $50 if you can. That's where you're going to get a lot of your profit. But even if you wanted to sell a whole lot of items and you don't care so much about whether or not you're going to have a lot of profit, you just want to sell a lot of items, that's great too. So you want to remove some of your return on investment, which is your profit margin or your room for profit. I call it RFP, room for profit. Okay, that's my term. Do not get it from anybody else. So I call it room for profit. So by reducing your room for profit, you might get more sales. So if you have a quantity of an item, for example, if you have an item that you paid $2 for and you're able to sell it for $5 or $6, let's suppose you're only able to sell it for $5, right? And your only profit on that product that you sell is about 75 cents. But you could sell 1,000 really fast. Excuse me. Then you already know that you can do some damage. If you have a product that you can sell for, you could sell, like for example, you could buy it for 20 bucks and you can get $31 for it. And you can sell a lot, then that's good too. So those are some things to think about, right? And also just remember to diversify your platform, right? I see some people who sell stuff on Facebook. There's some people who sell stuff all over the place. I know there are some people who actually use YouTube to sell their products, which is pretty good too. I'm one of them. I sell my books on YouTube. I have my book, The eBay Bully, and it's a straightforward book talking about how to go from not selling on eBay to selling on eBay to becoming a top seller on eBay. So you might want to check that out. It's on Amazon for 99 cents. So the link will be below if you want to check out my book. So 99 cents, and you get to know what I have to say as far as selling on eBay. So anyway, that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to be logging off, so you guys have a great day. Enjoy. I'm going to actually have some lunch and watch a movie and enjoy the rest of my day. You guys have fun.